Good morning. It's Wednesday morning. And here we have Pilo doing some roofing. He's setting up a ridge vent. Too bad this thing won't telephoto while you're filming, but it won't. Anyway, the bottom of this roof gets sheetrock, so in order for it to vent, circulate air, putting a vent at the top of the ridge, and it's got vents at the bottom of each of the rafter bays too, so it can circulate air. He's almost done with this side. Not a fun job for sure. Anyway. Well now, good morning. It's Friday morning. And here we are with another progress installment. As you can see, I got a little bit of the splicing done and on the outside with electrical stuff. Trying to stay ahead of the guys that want to come and put paper and stuff on the wall. Bad light here, you can hardly see the outlets. Anyway, you can see I got the plaster rings on the outsides outlets. And you can see these better. Still got to move those down. The lights are a little bit too high, and I'm at the extent of the adjustment, so I'm going to have to make the screw slots a little taller so the little can come down. A little tiny bit more pulling to do, wire pulling to do inside on the lights. Again, here's some more outlets all ready to get covered up. That one I'm waiting for rings. No one had this plaster rings for the bigger boxes, so I had to order those from back east. Supply houses didn't have them. Home Depot didn't have them. Worked on the service and the panel. Got a problem in here. There's a meter enclosure here. First problem is this. That's supposed to be screwed on. After screwing that on and off half a dozen times, the screw stripped. Really high quality. But you can see right here, there's a problem right here. This terminal strip goes up behind the meter, and it accepts the white wire coming down from the service with one of these big lugs. Okay, the lug is the termination right there. And as you can see, I have a number 2 ground, and I have a number 2 bonding conductor that has to go all the way back to the house to hook up to the cold water. And I have the U for ground, which is either number 4 or number 2. But the terminal strip doesn't give me any place to land wire that size. So you'll notice what I had to do there was split the larger wires into smaller sections to fit in the terminals that they gave me. I don't think the inspector is going to buy that, so I'm faced with trying to add some terminals down here below this terminal they gave me, and rearranging that large white wire so that I can access the terminals and extend that terminal strip essentially with something with bigger lugs, bigger terminals. Wonderful that you should have to modify this stuff, isn't it? Siemens right there. Nice piece otherwise, but you know, it's typical low quality, and it seems as though someone designed a thing that 200 amp service with room for one neutral, good for 200 amps, and then you got breaker space and stuff in here. You grounds that have bigger wires with no place to land them. Dumb. Anyway, that's one of our issues that we have to overcome. I'll show you how that ends up when we get there. Going down this side, you see one of the rings is hanging here. Just haven't put it on yet, on that outlet. This one's too high, so it's laying there. You see I got insulation waiting for me here. Waiting for me meaning you don't put it up until after your wiring's done and inspected, typically. You can see up here, I've got wires pulled up to the first junction box. I have to pull the rest of it. It extends to the other boxes, and then over to the lights. You see where these flexes are hanging. Same thing down on the bottom. From the switch, it pulls up to that junction box. From that junction box, it splits and goes down to the next junction box, and then down to the last junction box. And from those boxes, it goes out individually to the lights, so that each light only has one flex hanging in it. When you're putting these things up in the recesses, you only have to have one raceway to deal with. On the boxes, I'll put a plaster ring that reduces that down to the size of a switch, and then put a blank cover on it, because this ceiling does get sheetrocked. Anyway, that's where we're at. I'm going to be working on this wiring today, and then I'll show you how it looks when it's all buttoned up. Talk to you later. Bye. Okay, hello there. It's Sunday afternoon. And we've spent the weekend doing this and that, electrical stuff. So I thought I'd show you some progress. Got the rest of the wires pulled, and we got it all spliced. We're getting real close to being ready for an inspection. You can see everything hanging up here. We got the actual device cover, box cover. It's called a switch ring, plaster ring on that one. That's an adjustable ring, and I don't like it. It goes inside the box. In order to give you adjustment, a whole bunch of it's inside the box, so it's like having a big device sticking in there with all the wires taking up space. I'm going to get regular ones. I don't need to have adjustables. So the rest of the boxes don't have that device on them yet. See, the wires are all made up in here, but the switch ring's not on there. Again, I need to order them. From a regular supply house, Home Depot doesn't have those because it's not what they consider basic stuff. Being that the box is a little bigger, the 411 box. Anyway, everything is pulled. Like I said, it's all made up. It's, you know, the splicing's called, it's made up. You see the wires hanging out over here. Stranded wire, you can't tuck it in so it stays. It just falls out. Same thing down here. Once you put that device on there, then you can tuck the wires in. This one does have the ring on it. That's a 4-gang switch ring. The boxy is quite a bit bigger. And this one too. But anyway, the service is about, I am done with the service. I finally figured out a way to get past all the stuff the manufacturer didn't supply. These days you buy the equipment and you have to know which they call accessories to put inside of it to satisfy your needs. You see here the green wire and the wire above it and the white wire. Those terminals I had to go buy. There wasn't any terminals on that little strip that were big enough for those conductors, yet they all have to be landed here. So anyway, we got past that, and now this is ready for inspection. Cover goes on there. Let's see. This is impossible to do with one hand. There it is. That's the way it looks. Shut the door. So that's ready for power. This is what it looks like on top. Okay, that's where we're at. So we'll probably, I'm going to have the sprinkler guys get in here and do their rough-in. And then I think once they're ready, we'll call for an inspection on sprinkler and wiring. And not before. Have the inspector come out one time and inspect at least 2 things. They're happier that way. Alright. You see my general contractor's been here and put all his scaffold material so he can do insulation, and I'm sure the sheetrockers will use it if he leaves it here. Talk to you later. That's all for now. Bye. Almost forgot. Got these lowered so they'll come out flush. The bottom of that can will come out flush with the stucco when the stucco gets finished. That actually turned out to be pretty easy. Just increase the length of the slot so those things could come down another ½ inch. Anyway, that's all. Bye.